you have a 6'7" father that's a professional athlete, a beautiful 6-foot mother who's a pretty good athlete herself. They probably could have inducted you, I don't know, shortly after they cut the umbilical cord. The kindness, the caring, the compassion, the love, the loyalty, the honesty, the sense of humor, the humility. Were you fun to watch? An absolute treat, a pleasure. Basketball, baseball, tennis, golf. How one guy can be that good, and you mix in, 7.5 years of a Jesuit education? What do you get? Well, what you get is a phenomenal human being that just happens to be one hell of an athlete.
When I think of Matt as an athlete, the first thing that comes to mind is just pure God-given talent. It's unbelievable how talented Matt was. Yeah, he might have got some of that flown down through our dad, but Matt really would have excelled, I think, at any sport he played. Some of that comes just from him being a student of the game. If you sat and you watch a 2.5-hour basketball game with Matt, it is unreal how much he'll take away from that game. He will learn more, see more than 99.9% of other people.
I coached Matt on the varsity level his junior and senior year. In his junior year, he was a player. He was a guard for me. He was 6'4", but I played him at the shooting guard because he just had a touch from the outside, but he could also penetrate to the basket with grace. And the same thing his senior year. His senior year, he was one of our team captains. He was the team MVP at the end of the season, and he was also selected to first team All-State AAA. And he walked in between the lines onto the basketball court. He got down to business, and he just understood the game completely. As a lot of coaches say, when you have good players, you become a better coach. And Matt was a great player. He developed his junior year and just became a phenomenal player his senior year for us.
I watched Matt play and I watched him grow through the years. I thought he was a very good basketball player. He's very disciplined. He studied the game. He was very concerned about winning and being a good team player. As far as he was more concerned about making good passes, playing good defense, getting a rebound if he needed to, do whatever it took to win the game.
He is first off a friend, like he's always there for me, and we love to do things together. Like constantly are watching the Indians game, constantly watching golf, constantly watching basketball. I mean, the guy could turn on water polo and he, within watching it for 20 minutes, all of a sudden he knows everything about it. And we just have fun doing it. That's like the one thing we do all the time. He never wanted to take credit for anything. He always wanted to, say, Jimmy Lawless had a great pass, Kevin Cook had a great rebound. To go down the list of teammates, they propel him to what he was, and he was never saying, I am the reason we're winning. It's me plus the guys around me, even the guys that might not be playing. That's the sense I get of the kind of teammate and player that he was in high school and in college.
The best player on the floor. He was responsible for a lot of big games, a lot of big wins. But he could score 20, 30, 35 points a game, and they're going up to talk to him, and he's talking about the guy that made 2 or 3 points, or guy had a big rebound or hustle play, and the attention was always about somebody else other than himself.
One game Matt's senior year, we were playing our rival, St. Ed's, over at St. Ed's, and I was sick. I wasn't able to come to the game, so my assistant coach, Frank O'Brien, took over the game, and Matt, he knew I was down and I wasn't there with the kids, and he just brought the team together. We won the game handily, and Matt scored 30 points that game.
My dad knows so much about sports. I mean, he's learned it from his dad, from everyone around him. He's really seen it in high school and college, and he really understands it well. So I definitely have seen him coach my sister and my brother, and he just always has wise words to tell people, and I think people really respect him and love hearing what he has to say.
We spent many nights shooting hoops in our driveway. He constantly was pushing us to be better. He coached my sister in like CYO basketball. He always coached my brother. He threw us into every sport when we were younger, trying to like kind of figure out which ones we always kind of meshed with, and it was always basketball and tennis. So yeah, just as a coach in life and in sports, he's the best.
We have a number of Roggenburks that have attended St. Ignatius High School, and we all have really enjoyed our experiences here. Even all our coaches that we had through the years, and I think all those people need to be recognized for all they have done, and even for Matt, all the things they did for Matt while he was here, and I really respect everything that was given to him, and I know he has too. So from that standpoint, it's been a beautiful experience for us.
You know, certainly we had some great wins. I mean, you know, we had a chance to play some of the greatest, thanks to Dale Gabor, I mean, you know, scheduling some of the greatest teams across the state of Ohio. So yeah, there's a couple of wins. I remember a streak that we went on against McKinley, St. Joe's, Toledo, St. John, that were highly ranked teams, and we kind of won all those teams won all those games, if you will, in probably a couple-week period. So that really stands out. Being inducted with my dad, that's pretty special, right? You know, how many get a chance to do that? And then, of course, you think of the others before you, the student athletes, right, that have been into the Hall of Fame, and the names on that wall. That's pretty special.